Elon Musk is claiming to cut waste, fraud, and abuse from the federal government. Bullshit. But we don't believe it. That's right. We know that he has already cut $20 billion in clean energy projects from the EPA. We know he shut down USAID to the tune of $6.5 billion. We know that he has shuttered the future of educational opportunities by cutting the Department of Education $500 million.
We here in New York, we already understood that the cruelty that is being perpetrated on America by Donald Trump and Elon Musk is a lie. It's a con. It is government pretending to care about taxpayers and inflicting fascism and pain on them instead. And all you need to know that this is one big con, is that the biggest single example of waste, fraud, and abuse is at Elon Musk's factory in the state of New York.
And he is trying to tear apart the Social Security system that keeps so many of our loved ones afloat. All while masquerading with the language of fraud and waste, when in reality what it is an attempt to enrich himself. And when we understand this is an attack on our democracy, let us understand that it is an attack on democracies across the world. Because what Elon Musk is doing is emboldening and empowering and echoing the language and the movements of far-right autocrats across the globe.
So this is one side of the backlash which we are seeing, which is unprecedented again in American history. I have never seen that before, that the 14 states join their hands just to combat a federal intervention or federal move, which is going to deeply hurt not only the states, but most of their populations, because state is performing all those basic activities in many of the states. And all those employees which are sent packing home, because not only from Washington but all across America. And to date, as I was surfing through different websites and I tried to collect the data, I can see that more than 250 cities and towns in United States, major metropolitan areas like New York, Los Angeles, Kansas City, Austin, they are part of this Tesla takedown movement. And this movement is getting traction. It's gaining momentum. And some of them have gone even violent, as we saw that in New York, where I think 2 or 3 people have even been arrested. And look at their slogan, burn a Tesla, save democracy. What does that mean? That means that, and coupled with that, when I look at the ratings, the approval ratings for the president, it has come down by 1%, which is very nominal. But still, in January, he was 49% approval rating, and in March, I can see that. In February, I can see that he has slipped down to 48%. With 42% disapproval also. Similarly, for Tesla chief or for DOGE chief, the approval rating has gone down to 40% almost. So this is quite an alarming situation where things are not only hurting the lower and middle class of America and less to the top-notch people within the salaried circle I'm talking about. But on the political side, I can also see that the political activists are also concerned about democratic rights. That uh, the social contract which I talked about earlier. That how an AI-driven mindset is going to compensate for the social contract, which includes lots of other things, as I mentioned earlier. It's not only about fiscal policies, or it's not only about balancing the books. It's balancing the human life. It's balancing the human uh, values. It's balancing about the democratic values. And that's why these demonstrations are driven by multiple factions. On the one side, those government employees who have already been laid out, or those who are fearing to be laid out, which includes Department of Health, Department of Education, development sector, USAID and USIP. You might have heard about that USIP incident where DOGE forcibly entered in the building, asked the USIP chief to leave the building unceremoniously, and then put a very junior staff in charge of that, believing again that AI can manage this kind of stuff. Though somewhere the courts are putting injunctions, but then so far court has not given any big injunction or big stoppage of DOGE activities. So they are going on, moving on. So does the demonstrations. They are gaining momentum day by day. Government employees on the one side, political activists who are concerned about democratic erosion, and everyday citizens skeptical of Musk's motives. This is really concerning. And I can see that that's why Tesla's shares have gone down, plunged quite a bit, more than 32%, which is quite unusual to the man who was flying very high and who gained billions before getting appointed on this role as DOGE. Because in the lead up to the elections, Bloomberg was telling us that he made something like over 6 billion added to his overall portfolio within few weeks. So the man who was flying high, gaining momentum in making more money out of money, is now losing money just because people are reacting to it and investors are equally reacting to that. Now, as I said, that it's not only about financial aspects, it's the human aspect, the social aspect, the social services impact, the legal impact, the political impact. Everything is creating jitters. And as I said, that the public perception is in itself is a proof, if it is. And if somebody is looking at it, they must be looking at it from this perspective that though it's initial days and it's hardly 1% down for the president approval rating, but for Elon Musk, the approval rating has really gone down. It's 40%, 41% around, and we'll see that in the coming days when the March data will come out. We'll see that. So the biggest question now on everybody's mind is that what next? Let me tell you what next. The good or bad thing is that with lots of legal challenges coming up, President Trump has hinted out that Elon Musk might have to return back to his corporate world sooner than expected. Now, with this, keep in mind that Elon Musk was given only 130 days contract to lead DOGE, which means that his actual tenure, as per the contract, which president, of course, can extend or can cut down earlier also, is expected to end by May. Now, look at the ambitious plan. $1 trillion in savings from inefficiency and fraud. And so far, the outcome is only few $1 billion. We are not even halfway mark, and he has already completed almost half of his contractual term. So what does that mean? Can he achieve with less than 20% achievement so far? Not even 20%, because we haven't got the figures exactly. We are getting hearsay basis. We are hearing that he might have recovered something like 5 billion, 10 billion, but out of 1 trillion, even 10 billion doesn't make 10% even. So what does that mean for the people, for the economy, for the society overall? So the question mark now arises is, in my mind also, and like many of the Americans, is that will AI-driven decision making generally lead to financial stability, or will it introduce new forms of systematic bias and inefficiency? Because remember, I told you that AI system is not generating everything on its own as it claims to be. But then its disclaimer has to be read again and again that do not rely on what I produce. I don't see that this model has ever been implemented anywhere in the world. But since it's post globalization era, we can see that lots of new experiments will happen. And this might be one of those experiments where uh, algorithm driven AI will be tested against the human beings' will to accept it, reject it, or coexist with this. Thank you very much.